You know, for the last number of years, we've talked about the Maple Leafs blue line as almost being like a negative. Like, not this last year, but that's changed, and a lot of Leaf fans are kind of confused about the trade rumors that we're hearing. I want to clear that up, and we're really going to be covering these trade rumors because I find them actually quite interesting, but they do actually make a lot more sense than you think. Guys, welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you could make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy the content, I would so greatly appreciate it, and thank you so much to those that are supporting me already. Now, as I was saying, over the last little bit, the Maple Leafs blue line has been like a negative. They were like struggling to get a right-hand shot defenseman for a long time. You know, I remember them playing around with Liljegren, and I was like, I'm just not a huge fan of Liljegren. I used to think he was good, and now he's not. And they just needed like a top pair right-hand shot guy, and I think Chris Tanev is just fantastic. I think he is so good. I think he's one of the best defensive defensemen in the NHL. He's so good at putting out little fires. He's so good at blocking shots. He's so good at around his net. I mean, he faces the top competition in the league. You look at players like Jake McCabe, which who are they're hard-nosed. They're very valuable. You know, Jake McCabe doesn't get nearly enough credit. Like, he's a pretty hard-nosed player, although, you know, sometimes he goes a little bit too far with that. And then you got Brandon Carlo, you got OEL, you got some guys with some size back there, and we have to give a lot of credit to the GM here because he has reshaped the Maple Leafs blue line in his image. I mean, Brad Treliving is known for giving teams good quality blue lines. He did this in Calgary. Calgary had a good blue line, and you can't win without a good blue line. But that's going to lead me to trade rumors like this. A lot of people are surprised, like, hold on, the Leafs blue line wasn't really a weakness for them. It wasn't even a weakness. And I've been listening to podcasts today, First Up and all of these different podcasts, and them talking about, well, hold on, they need forwards. They just had a 100-point forward walk out the door, and that's true. They did. But here's the thing: the defense can cause offense. A good two-way defenseman can help your offense. One defenseman that I always look to is Aaron Ekblad. He's so good at supporting offense, right? Pushing the puck the right way, being good enough offensively to help out your forwards and put the puck in the net. You know, another defenseman that's really good at this is Evan Bouchard. He's competent enough defensively to push the puck the right way, put it into your forward's hand and say, there you go. You really don't think that that helps offense? Of course it does. So the Maple Leafs are trying to help their offense by committee. The Leafs have a very good analytics department as well, and they're probably helping them with this as well. So let's go over to the major trade rumors that we're going to be talking about today, which is the rumored Dougie Hamilton and Erik Karlsson trade rumors. Now, it remains to be seen as to whether these players can even play on the Maple Leafs or they can even get the cap hit. If I had to pick one of the two, I would probably pick Dougie Hamilton. He's 32 years old, which isn't that old. I think he carries about a $9 million cap hit. I'll put it up on the screen right now. Erik Karlsson is 35, and he holds an $11.5 million cap hit. I just don't like that he's already 35. He's still a good quality defenseman, but, 50 points, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, but he has absolutely declined from his peak, whereas Dougie Hamilton is probably in his late prime. Both defensemen shoot right, and they both do minute munch a lot of minutes on their team's blue line. I would pick Dougie Hamilton, but again, I'm just not that surprised that the Leafs are looking to retool their blue line. You know what, we'll do the question of the video right now. Who do you guys think the Maple Leafs should get? If it was one of the two, what is your opinion? Mine would probably be Dougie Hamilton, but do you disagree? Would you go for Erik Karlsson? Would you go to Dougie Hamilton? Is there another defenseman that's realistic that the Maple Leafs could get that we're not thinking about right now that you would like to add to the conversation? Now, the Maple Leafs do have somewhere in the neighborhood of about like $5 million cap hit, or cap space, my apologies. They do have, they could move out Kampf. They're definitely looking to move out Kampf. They're definitely looking to move out Yarncroc. Now, apparently, they're looking to move out Max Domi. His name has been around as well, but we don't know that for sure. I'm not actually okay with trading Max Domi. He has a little bit of bite. I think the Leafs need more bite on their roster, so I would disagree with that. Now, when we talk about a guy like Morgan Riley, I don't think that any of this makes sense unless you're moving out Morgan Riley. Now, I was listening to a podcast today, and David Pagnotta was on it, and he was talking about that at season's end, they did talk with Morgan Riley and at least run it past him like, you have a full no movement clause. Where are you at with that? Would you be willing to waive your no movement clause at all, even if you're willing to work with the Toronto Maple Leafs? I'm sure the Leafs would be willing to send him anywhere. I've been on the clock by saying, listen, I think that they need to move on from Morgan Riley. I don't like his play, really. I've never been a huge Morgan Riley fan. I don't think that he would make the team much worse if we moved him out. So that's been my position. I'm not saying he's valueless, but I've just never been a huge fan of his. Because here's the thing. If you were to replace Riley with Dougie Hamilton, I think that is a massive upgrade for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I do believe that Dougie Hamilton has a no-trade clause, and so does Morgan Riley. Now, we are looking at the Jack Roslovic stuff, too. Apparently, they just want to bring in Jack Roslovic. I don't really understand exactly why they want to do that. Apparently, he has history with Austin Matthews. I don't know. I don't really see that as being too... I mean, it would be a good move if it's for value. But I think the Leafs are committing themselves and saying, listen, we're probably not going to be able to replace Marner's offense. So they're looking to boost their offense from their blue line, get good offensive defensemen from their blue line. They're looking to create a really good third line. They're trying to bring in like Matthias Michelli as, not that he's going to score 100 points or whatever. Of course, that's not going to happen. But can he give you 55? Can he give you 60? Can you create a better third line? Can you create a better offensive blue line? And that would actually probably just help them quite a bit. Anyways, I am going to leave this video here. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.